that's why I'm always telling you guys, trust the process. Like, it looks weird at the beginning, but trust the process as it goes on. Welcome back to the channel. It is kellyneshell. If you'd like to see how I created this look, then just keep watching, and please don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe. I hope your day is as wonderful as you are. And the palette I'll be using is this Juvia's Place palette called Zulu. I'm sure you've seen this palette all over the place because it's a quite popular palette. But the whole idea of using this palette today is to see how effectively I should say, I can use all these shades in different capacities. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brown here, and there's no name on the shades, and I'm taking a fluffy brush and I am just working that as my transition shade, and I hope you're able to see that because it is picking up super good. And I realize with this palette I don't have to do a lot of dipping, but I like it. But what I do is I take a little, then I go, and if you can see that, that's really nice. Take a little more just to intensify it. Wow, that is really pretty. Taking this the yellow shade that's in the palette and packing it onto the area that I cut, this yellow right here. And I could have gone in with a white base, however I chose not to because I want to see what it would look like with just the regular skin tone base, see if the shades still work. And I think they work, but I think it would have definitely showed up much brighter with a white base. The yellow is not coming through as I know it should be, or it should come through. It's not really coming through that way, so I'm just gonna pause here and put down a white base. And set that, and I'm just using a white translucent powder just to set that down. That basically is just to ensure that the base is set and then the shadow has something to adhere to, so it does not skip when you're placing it down. I'm going into the yellow shade, and there we go. You just need your right base. The right base really makes a difference. The right base makes your shade come through. While I believe the concealer that I was using, because I was using the Juvia's Place concealer in 9 to put down as a base under this, but I realized my shade, the color wasn't coming through, so I had to switch it up and find me a white base. And that makes a whole lot of difference. I'm gonna go back in with that brown and start blending out right on top of the where the line of demarcation is, and I'm gonna work that back and forth just to work it out because I don't want the line of demarcation there. If y'all know me, y'all know that's a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to go in with a brush that has a little yellow in it too, so I get the gradient effect. And to be honest, the yellow is a little choppy on the lid, but I don't know if it's the base, so I'm not calling foul on it. But I love how it's blending out with the brown on top here. It's giving me a sunset vibe. And I'm gonna dip into that brown some more. And I'm just gonna go right here on the outer crease and work that in. So essentially what I'm doing is like I'm bringing it in just a little over the yellow. guys think so far? Guys, please don't forget to subscribe. I know I don't say it all the time in my videos, but I need you guys to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. So the look, I'm gonna go in with this green shade here, and I'm just gonna run it under the bottom of my eye just to create a little color dimension. Guys, it's looking crazy, but it's gonna come together. I believe it. What I'm basically doing now, guys, is I'm cleaning up the excess shadow before I put down my concealer and my foundation. And it's always good to go in with a Q-tip, because with the Q-tip you could get the precise, you know, shape you're looking for. You don't take out too much or too little. So what I'm planning on doing right now is taking this Juvia's Place liquid lipstick. It's a black liquid lipstick. I'm actually gonna use it as an eyeliner. A little out here. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to go in and speed through just laying my powder down before foundation. And what I'm using for that is my Airspun, my Coty Airspun powder. And this allows your foundation to last all day. And I'm taking my concealer. This is the number 9, and I'm putting it under my foundation. This is, I've done this step, but never really, like, I don't really do it a lot, but today I decided just to put it on under the foundation, and I might do a little on top of it as well. And for foundation, I'm just using my foundation sticks, and I have 2, and this is the shade Nambia, and I have Cameroon as well. And what I do is I mix both, because both of them, in my opinion, could be my ideal foundation shade. One is just a little red and one is just a little light. So what I do is I mix both to get my perfect shade. These foundation, they're really good. I like the coverage on them, and they're dewy, very dewy foundation. And I'm bringing that down, and I'm bringing that down, and I'm hitting my hairline, because you never want to forget your hairline. A lot of people tend to forget their hairline, their ears, under their jaw. You don't want to forget those areas, because those areas will make it seem as though you're wearing a mask on your face. You don't want to look like you're wearing a mask at all. You see how foundation makes everything look a world of different? You see how my face look kind of good with the everything that's going on, and without foundation, how it just looked weird. That's why I'm always telling you guys, trust the process. Like, it looks weird at the beginning, but trust the process as it goes on. Now that I use my brush to blend everything out, I'm just gonna go in with my sponge now, just to fine-tune everything. Like, I love going in with my brush to blend everything out, but after the fact, I love going in with my sponge. And as I said, these foundation, it gives you a dewy finish, and I quite like it. Now I'm gonna go back in with my number 9 concealer. I'm just gonna highlight, do a little highlighting. And this is somewhat close to my skin tone, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a next concealer that's a tad bit lighter than it, just to brighten under my eye a little. I'm gonna go in with my contour stick, and this is my the contour stick that I always use. This is the one from Black Opal. So guys, now that the heavy lifting for the foundation is done, I just want to check in with everybody and see how y'all doing. How is everybody doing? And you know, just want to give you guys a word of encouragement just to keep going. I know we're still in trying times and things may seem daunting, but just keep going, you know. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on even people around you. Don't give up on your family members. Some of them might not be pulling or pushing the way you want them to, but you know, don't give up. Don't give up on people easily, because sometimes when we give up, when we believe in people, sometimes we're the only one that's still believing in that person, and that person needs somebody to believe in them still. So just don't give up. Don't be the person, or don't be that family member that gives up on that family member. Even though it can be so daunting at times, sometimes it seems as though you're giving that person your all and it seems as though it's not enough, but don't give up on that person. You may just be the only person in that person have that they that still believes in them, and everybody needs somebody to believe in them. Everybody does. And remember, what if whoever or whatever you believe in gave up on you? You know what I'm saying? What if that, you know, gave up on you? How would you feel? How would you make it through? I know I believe in God, and I know everybody don't believe in God, and sometimes there are questions and whatever as it relates to who God is, and but I don't want to get into that. But what I'm saying is, if it was up to him, if he was supposed to treat me as though I treat other people at times, he would have given up on me a long time. And I don't know who I would be or where I'd be without him. So just keep your faith and keep believing in that person that you feel like you need to give up on. And I'm not saying if you're in a toxic relationship, hold on. What I'm saying is, if you have a family member that is really struggling, if you have a friend that's really struggling, hold on just a bit, you know, hold on a bit. Don't just give up. Don't just let go, throw in the towels, because at times as humans we tend to want to throw in the towels real quick. And I ain't even lying, even myself, sometimes real quick we're like, I can't deal with this, I'm over this, I don't got time. Yeah, sometimes that's the kind of energy a lot of us is on. But we need to step back sometimes and realize that, you know, grace is sufficient for everybody, and we should have grace. Now I'm gonna go in and set up my under eye, and I'm using this Dream number 7 Dream Banana Powder and set under. I'm not baking, I'm just setting. And my sponge is wet. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go into my palette, my eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna take the brown that I used to take that brown shade right there. I'm just gonna use it as my contour powder, because a lot of times we have stuff that we could use multiple ways, but we only use it one way because, you know, it says eyeshadow, so we don't want to contour with it. Nope, not me. If it works, I'm gonna use it, because the thing is, it's all the same. It's all the same, and that's what we need to realize as consumers. It's all the same. Set my entire face now. I'm using my Iman's press powder and just go all over my face with that, everywhere. Melodies from heaven. Still gonna go back into this same palette, and I'm taking this shade right here. It's kind of like a pink shade right here, and I'm going to use that as my highlighter because I think it could work. Definitely could work as a highlighter. And guys, I want you to realize I'm using this eyeshadow palette multiple ways for that. And I'm going to make a blush, and I'm mixing the orange and the pink tapping in both of them and not tapping it off, and just then a little bit more, not too much, a little more pink. I don't want this to become too clownish, but I just want you to see that you could use multiple things in a eyeshadow palette. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in my waterline to open up my waterline. Use some color in it, the white, this white here. And I'm gonna mist my face and use my sponge just to work that in, tap that in. Basically using this mascara to merge my lashes together with my falsies. Just to add like the finishing touch, I'm gonna go in with the green shade here as my inner highlighter right here. And I think I'm going to dip into the blue too, just to add it there. Shucks. And the pink. All three shimmers. I'm just going to add all three shimmers right there. Pencil here. Kind of like a brown, and just outline my lip. And I'm going to take my concealer, tap it on my finger, and tap it on my lip. And guys, I didn't invent this. I've seen this done. See? The perfect nude. So that's the pencil and my concealer. Give me the perfect nude that I'm looking for. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this clear gloss, just to tap on it. I think I'm gonna put it on my finger too. And there we have it, guys. The end of the look. What do you think? Oh, let me take my thing off. And this video without rounding out what I did today. So basically what I did, I took this Juvia's Place Zulu palette and I went into the yellow shade and the brown shade, and I used the brown shade as my to define my crease and whatnot, you know. I used the brown shade to as my transition shade. I drew a blank for a second. I used the brown shade for my transition shade, then I went in with the yellow for my for the mobile lid, and then I used the brown a little out here. And also I want to make special note that for my eye I used the Juvia's Place liquid lipstick in Dubu, D-U-B-U. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. I don't want to mispronounce it, but that's what I used as my wing liner for my wing liner. And I went in with this green shade under my waterline here, and then I went in to my inner, under the bottom of my lids, I went in with this green shade here. And then for my highlight, my inner highlight, I went into these three shimmer shades, these three right there. And also for the brown, I used the brown to contour, and I used some of the pink and the orange as my blush, and I used this shade here as my highlighter. So basically I used this entire palette all over my face where I could use it. And I went in with the foundation sticks. And I went in with the foundation sticks from Juvia's Place in Nambia and Cameroon, and I used the number 9 in the number 9 concealer under my eyes. And on my lip, what I did was I used a brown pencil and I went in with the concealer here, and I just dabbed it in to find my perfect nude lip, because I couldn't find my nude lipstick. So basically that's what I did, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping you made it to the end. And if you did, thank you. I hope you subscribe, and I hope your day is as wonderful as you are. Thank you for watching.